In a lot of companies, career growth operates like a conveyor belt. You sit in your chair, the clock ticks, and eventually, enough time passes that you're handed the title of senior developer. That model fails here. Because people learn at different speeds, time spent in a seat doesn't prove skill. Instead, we measure growth through your maturity, the level of responsibility you can handle, and the actual evidence of your capability. The real objective is to move past simply checking off tickets. We want you to evolve into a product-minded, AI-native software builder who takes full ownership of real-world outcomes. Think of your growth as an expanding radius of impact. You start right at the center, managing your own micro-level tasks, and gradually expand outward to influence the macro-level organization. This document outlines your baseline, Stage 0, orientation and environment readiness. As you can see in the expected focus section, before writing any code, you need to understand what the organization actually does, the products currently being built, and exactly how projects are structured. Getting a firm grip on this baseline prevents passive development. It ensures you won't be waiting around for instructions, and it sets the foundation you need for independent ownership. That brings us to Stage 1, self-initiation and discovery. This is your first real test of autonomy. When handed a real requirement, things will feel a bit foggy. The question is how you naturally behave when encountering that ambiguity. You are expected to make an independent first attempt and actively map out the things you don't know. To show you are progressing through this stage, we look at the evidence of progress list here. You need to document your initial assumptions, write out a rough task breakdown, and ask clear questions before you even try leaning on an AI coding agent. Your first implementation might be incomplete or incorrect. That is entirely acceptable. What matters at this radius is demonstrating the courage to take initiative and openly expose your uncertainty. As your radius expands, you enter Stage 2, requirement and planning maturity. This is where you learn to turn ambiguous ideas into structured, actionable development plans. This section lists the specific questions you should be asking before you write a single function. Notice that you have to define the smallest useful version of the feature and explicitly list what is out of scope to keep your work focused. Once the plan is tight, you move to Stage 3, implementation maturity. As this checklist shows, implementation requires specific technical standards, clean code, properly connected front-end and back-end logic, and robust handling for loading, empty, and error states. Because code isn't finished until it's reliable, Stage 4 introduces quality maturity. Quality is an active part of the build phase, engineered directly into the feature, rather than treated as a final cleanup chore. Looking at the evidence required here, you need to conduct comprehensive self-reviews, test your edge cases, clearly document known limitations, and run through a full deployment readiness checklist. Mastering this second radius proves your work is functional, testable, and safe to put in front of real users. Next, the radius expands outward to the team level. Stage 5 is collaboration and communication maturity. According to the required collaboration habits outlined here, you need to present your implementation decisions to peers early. Actively asking for alternate perspectives helps identify blind spots before you spend days building the wrong architecture. Which brings us to Stage 6, ownership maturity. True end-to-end ownership means you understand the business context, manage the entire lifecycle of the feature, and take full responsibility for the final outcome. The evidence of progress list is highly specific here. You must take a requirement all the way from an initial idea to a deployable state. That includes coordinating with your peers and directing AI agents effectively without losing control of the logic. But pay attention to the common mistake section. Thinking that ownership only means writing code will hold you back. If you work silently for too long, ignore maintaining your documentation, or fail to communicate risks, you aren't owning the process. Mastering this third radius shows the organization that they can hand you a meaningful problem, step back, and trust you to drive it to completion with limited supervision. Finally, we reach the outermost expansion of the radius, Stage 7, product and system leadership maturity. At this level, your influence extends well beyond your own codebase. The focus now shifts to the health of the entire system. You're expected to improve architecture, mentor junior developers, and propose responsible ways to integrate AI workflows into the team's daily processes. You act as a force multiplier. True leadership maturity means elevating the capabilities of the people and the products around you, multiplying the organization's output far beyond your individual code. These maturity stages function as navigation tools for your career, providing a clear path for growth. As this document explains, uneven development is completely normal. You might write excellent back-end logic, but struggle to gather clear requirements. The map just helps make your next necessary improvement visible. Regardless of your current stage, the expectations for your attitude remain constant. Practice strict honesty about your uncertainty, take true ownership of your learning, and maintain thoughtful use of your AI tools. Focus on building consistent evidence of progress and learning faster with each cycle. This is how you transform into an AI-native product engineer.